This is an educational example based on my personal approach. Results vary widely, and nothing here guarantees profit or future performance. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. Did you survive the day? I know it was really scary out there when we saw what was happening in the market. We were super busy in the community. We took the time to actually close out some winning positions, raising the capital so that we could launch one of my favorite trades ever, and that is purchasing Leap's call options, actually on the Qs this time. We also did one on the SPY, and we did some skips as well. I've done a lot of videos on this subject. It has been my most successful trade over my trading career is buying Leap's call options. Now, if you are interested in Leap's call options, I want you to please sign up for this Saturday. We have had an amazing response. Apparently, all of you are interested in this topic. I am going to take you through how I select a Leap's call option so that I can maximize the opportunity. It's a free training I am offering all of you, so please don't miss it. I will not send out a recording for this, so if you want to be there, go ahead and use the link. It's right under the description. Here's a picture of it right here. Use this link and sign up for it, and then mark it on your calendar so that you are sure to be there ready to learn. I really am excited for what this can do for your portfolio because not all leaps are created equal. In fact, we're going to talk about that today. So I did a video with some back testing not too long ago, and I was comparing different ways to buy Leap's call options on the Qs, and I found the most efficient way to do it, and we used that today. That back testing came in handy. But then I became curious, and I said, what if I applied the same set of rules to the SPY? Which one would be better to trade based on the way that I like to trade and looking at return on capital, number of trades, the max drawdown? I think the answer is going to surprise you. So I'm going to take you into the data. I did 10 years of back testing, and now that I know what I know, I will be using this as I continue to trade when the market does like it did today and it pulls down to critical levels of support. Let's jump into the computer, and I'm going to show you the back test I did comparing the SPY and the QQQ and which one might give you a better return over the years. First, I want to take you through the actual data that I put into the back test so that you can get a better feel for what I was looking for. So let's go ahead and open up this back test on the SPY. Once you open it up, you can see more detail on my inputs. So for starters, I was working with a naked call. I used 10 years of back testing data. So this runs from February the 3rd, 2016 through February the 3rd, 2026. My entry for any of these trades, when I entered, I was looking at a 0.7 delta. So a 70 delta was my entry for buying the call, but only when a certain set of circumstances were reached. You can see here, I entered 750 days to expiration. I was doing this trade every week as long as the conditions existed. What were the conditions? Well, I looked at a couple of different things. The first thing I looked at was when my RSI is between 0 and 35, so below 35 on the RSI, I entered the trade. And I would do this every week over and over again every time this existed. My exit on the trade was about 60 days to expiration. I handled it that way because I always like to get out of these longer dated trades when I'm about 60 days to expiration to avoid any kind of aggressive time decay if the ETF is trading sideways or retreats in those last couple of months. Let's take a look at what the results were and where your money will work the hardest for you if you want to trade like this. Here are all 4 back tests in their back-to-back, and I'll explain what you're looking at. So if you look right here, the Qs, we had the one that is below the 50-day moving average for the entry, and then we have when the RSI is below 35. We did the exact same for the SPY. Let's look at the actual results. Part of my evaluation was wanting to look at the number of trades that I took, the max drawdown that I would have to live through based on the way I was trading, and then the ultimate return on capital over the 10-year time frame. There's no debating that when you look at the return on capital, the QQQ crushes it in both setups. It offers 2 to 3 times higher return on capital than the SPY equivalent. The RSI strategy on the Qs, it hits an eye-popping 1,790% return on capital over that 10-year period, meaning every dollar of required capital turned into $18.90 over the 2 years. This is compounded. The SPY's best RSI was at 998%. It's solid, but it does lag, especially when you're looking at the simple moving average setup. That only had 589% return on capital. Now let's consider max drawdown, because this is the pain of watching something that you spent money on pull backwards, and then how you react to that. Well, if you consider max drawdown, it looks like the Q's win again. It maintained the lower risk with the RSI drawdown very tolerable, only 29.7%. This is the best in all the groups. The SPY's drawdown remains the riskiest. At one point, it had a 67.9% drawdown, which that could wipe out an account during events like 2020 or 2022 crashes. Considering the number of trades, the QQQ is by far the more efficient with fewer entries. It was a total of 172 versus the SPY's 368. So you're trading more with the SPY, but you're not getting a better return. So if you trade with fewer trades, you're reducing your transaction costs, the time commitment, and we cannot forget the emotional wear and tear on your psyche, on your portfolio when you see drawdown. Now, if you're looking at more hands-off approach, let's say you're working full-time and you only want to enter with the optimum set of conditions, then that would be entering these trades when the RSI on the Qs is below 35. It's very hands-off trading. You just got 34 trades in over that 10-year period, so it averages about 3.4 trades a year. Taking a balanced view at all of the results, the SPY's simple moving average trade, it does generate the highest return, 1.7 million, but it demands 5 times more capital, 289,000, and it comes with a much higher drawdown and trading volume. The Qs are superior when you're looking at return on capital, whether you use below 50-day moving average or below 35 for your entry. They averaged 1,567% return over that 10-year period, versus when you looked at the same setup for the SPY, that only averaged a 794% return. I have found for my trading style that a balanced approach works best, and this is exactly how I've been trading within my community. So just about a month ago, I went ahead and purchased my first Leaps call option for 2026, and it was because the Qs were trading under the 50-day moving average. However, today I deployed a lot more capital because the RSI had come down to the level where it was showing signs of being oversold. That way, I always have different trades that I'm putting on at different times, but I put most of my capital to use with the least amount of risk by ensuring that the RSI is oversold before I enter the bulk of my trading when I am buying Leaps call options on the NASDAQ. What do you think about that? I had always known inherently that I like trading the Qs more, and now I understand why. It provides a better return. And when you think about the timing of what we're doing in the markets right now with AI and everything with the data centers and so much with computing and robotics and everything else in front of us, it does make sense that the NASDAQ would provide the better opportunity for most traders. Don't forget to sign up for the free training this weekend on Leaps call options. Remember, if you're with me, trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, I am going to leave the other backtesting video that I did on the Qs just so you'll have a little bit more detail on how I approached it. You can watch that video right here.